did it! Hello, everyone. I'm Ruth Ann.
I'm Chris.
And we are GeekChic Promotions. Welcome to Nerd Rage,
Yay.
where every Saturday we drink and talk about the week's geek pop culture news and usually rage about it.
That's right.
So, cheers to you.
Cheers.
Cheers to you guys. Happy Saturday.
We are drinking
Ooh.
a red blend that was aged in rye whiskey caskets. It's
Everything
called,
we love.
Yeah, Protest wine. We figured it was appropriate.
Yes. Our nerd ragery.
That's right.
All right, share this around so everybody can join and chat with us.
That's right.
So basically, we just kind of went through some trailers and watched them today, and
We have thoughts.
we have feelings, we have thoughts, and we'd love to
Yes.
hear yours as well.
That's right.
We'll start off by talking about the Joker trailer and the mixed feelings, a lot of mixed feelings on that one.
That's right.
Because, I mean, it looks amazing. Like, it looks like a
does.
very well done movie.
I have a feeling that it will be nominated for some Oscars. It just has that feel to it. And I think, it's kind of funny because you know how we were talking last week or 2 weeks ago about the whole Sony Spider-Man thing and how they were like, oh, we want lots of different actors to be able to play Spider-Man. Like, we don't want it locked down to just Tom Holland the way Iron Man was and blah, blah, blah. I feel like Joker is a perfect example of that because we've had so many Jokers and, we've had some really bad ones. Jared Leto.
One. We had one really bad one.
One really bad
one.
And then we had like Heath Ledger, and so it's always kind of like, curious to me what the next one's going to be, what it's going to look like, if we're going to like it or not, whatever. And I honestly have to say, Joaquin Phoenix has surprised me because when he was first cast, I was not feeling him because I generally do not like him as an actor. Like, he's been in some good stuff, but I had to really get past the fact that it was him.
Yeah.
He's one of those names where, like, you just know it's him, and then you're like, oh, it's going to be a certain way.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have to say...
Hey, Brandon. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you. I have to say, like, I watched this trailer and I was like, damn, this guy's good. He might, be right up there with Heath Ledger, he's
I mean, it's
bringing it. He's bringing it.
Yeah, I mean, he's acting his ass off. Like, he definitely should be nominated for something, even just from this trailer. It looks incredible. But Chris found this amazing tweet that it was Heather Antos that tweeted it, but then Rachel Miller is actually the one who wrote it. Let me see if I can make this any bigger on my screen. But yeah, basically it's this amazing tweet just being like, I don't need to see this. I don't need to see the glorification of, this guy who, like, the reasoning behind why he became so evil and
So the thought behind it is that we're giving power to these people, in this current climate that are, one bullied day away from turning into like a psychopath.
Yeah, and we don't need to glorify that.
Yeah, and are we, by introducing it into mainstream media,
are we doing that?
Are we doing it? Are we making it okay? Are we making a character like this relatable suddenly, where it's no longer just a comic book character or, a villain, but yet on some human level, are we going to have people relating to this character and suddenly thinking like, yes, I can do that.
This is why I'm this way. Yeah.
This is why I'm this way, and you know what?
And it's okay.
It's a movie about me.
Yeah.
And I can be the Joker, essentially,
Well, yeah, and turning, and she mentioned also turning, mental illness into a reason to murder people, and it's like, like, no, too much.
Yes.
No, like, not okay. And it's a hard time to be watching dark movies like this. I mean, that's how I felt about The Boys, which was such an incredible TV show, but like when I started watching it was after the two major like back-to-back in one weekend like shootings in like the Walmart and the other place, and it was just like, I need some good people right now.
Yeah, there's definitely, you have to be in a headspace. Like the first time I watched the Joker trailer, I had that weird uncomfortable feeling of like, am I not gonna like this? Because things like this usually hit me very hard, like where I feel such empathy for that person that it makes me incredibly sad inside, and I feel regret, and it's almost like it's happening to somebody that's real.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I can't handle it. Sometimes I'm like, because I don't go to the movies to cry like some people do. Like, I don't.
Okay, me and my mom, my sister always had this argument growing up because that's what they love to do is watch those movies that like make you cry and like, ugh. And I was like, why would I do that
Why
to
would I do that?
myself?
Yeah.
Like, I'm already crying enough about
no.
other stuff. Like, I don't want to.
I am definitely not that person unless it's something like Mr. Rogers. Then like,
I mean, like,
okay.
But that's yeah, like obviously that makes you cry, but it's also so sweet and it's honoring like this amazing man. Like, yeah, of course.
I'll cry that way, but I'm not gonna watch a heartbreaking sad sack movie where I'm like, I know enough about that in my real life.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna go to movies to escape that.
The world is literally on fire right now. Like it's a really hard
and
time.
Here's the thing, like, okay, so we're dealing with people in our industry, you know, who are introverted, they're nerds, they don't get out much, and you know and some of them are, you know, mentally ill,
or just very socially awkward, or on the spectrum or whatever.
Yeah, and we deal with a lot of those people in our industry, and so I feel like this movie's gonna hit harder than anything else, like, because.
But you're right, like that. I am concerned about the glorification of this character and of like the reasoning behind why he becomes so dark and all that kind of stuff. And like Brandon Allen even says, people don't become psychopaths from one bad day. The most famous Joker story was intended to convey that message. And that's another thing just about this kind of prequel for Joker, because I feel like the mystery of Joker is what makes the character even more interesting. So I almost don't want to see like specifically like how he came to be Joker, because it's the scariest part about him is that you don't know. Like he's just this insane entity that just appeared and nobody knows where he came from or what he actually wants and like what is going on.
We do know like they're obviously not following along with like the comic books, because you know that would be like what the Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke,
I
think
rape someone in there, like, and you're like,
yeah. So that's the other thing that that Rachel Miller tweeted about as well. Is just like, I also don't need to be having anybody glorifying like rape. Thanks, real quick. Like, no thanks.
Do you remember seeing that movie with Michael Douglas? The one where he was just a dude and his car breaks down and he just has all this bad shit happen to him and he just goes nuts. And he like takes out a gun and just like goes crazy. I can't remember the name of it right now.
It was like a 90s movie,
right?
Oh,
totally 90s. It was a great movie. I remember watching it and relating so hard where you're just like, yeah, that's happened to me.
Well, like, for me...
It didn't make me...
it did,
I mean, yes, I did. I did wish I could do that, where you're just like, oh, like cathartic. That person, who did that to me. Like, this guy's having such a bad day. Like, he got fired from his job. He got stuck in traffic. His car overheated. All this other stuff happened.
Are we also because there's also the movie Nothing to Lose with, starring, what's his face?
I don't know that one.
It's a funnier version of that, where basically, like, he walks in on his wife cheating on him, and this, that, the other, and he just loses it, and then, something Lawrence, I can't think of his last name.
Something Lawrence. Oh, Martin Lawrence?
Martin Lawrence, tries to carjack him by, like, jumping in the front seat when he's driving, and he's like, you picked the wrong day, and he, like, locks the door and just starts driving out to the desert, and actually, like, oh, did somebody point out what it was called?
Yep, Brandon did. Falling Down.
Falling Down,
that's
yes.
The one. Yeah. And it's... So there's obviously been movies before this one that have talked about, like, the human condition of, like, having a whole string of bad luck to the point where you just
a breaking
break.
point. And, like, there's a funny way to do that, and obviously the Joker movie is not going to be not going to be a funny version of that. It's going to be dark. And I can't do any more dark movies. And for the first time in my life, because I think we've talked about it on the show that growing up I was never a Superman fan because I couldn't connect with him because he was just so good and he just wanted to help people and he was just a good guy, and I couldn't connect with that as a kid. Now I'm actually a Superman fan because like I just need a Superman right now. Just come and help us.
Like, honestly,
save us from ourselves.
I don't mind. Obviously, DC is doing the whole dark and gritty thing. Like, that's kind of like how Marvel's the bright, splashy.
But it was so interesting, and I think I was even talking to somebody last night about this, is that Marvel does a much better balance, and that's why the heavy, dark stuff in those movies hits harder, is because of, like, the lighter, like, levity and jokes, because that's life. Yeah. Like, it's never just always like, why'd you say that name? Like, it's
But here's
You
the
know what
thing.
I mean?
Okay, so when we talk about movies like this, and we talk about the vast differences between, like, the real life, like, Dark Knight type stuff and the Superman stuff. And
Rod says, plot twist, Joker is a Nora Ephron rom-com.
oh, if that were to happen, I'd be like Oscar,
yes,
do this right now.
But it's also like, just as a little side note, the whole Joker and Harley Quinn thing, I swear to God, if one more girl is like, #relationship goals, I will strangle somebody.
My God, please.
Like, read a comic. It's about abusive, like, Stockholm syndrome. Like, no, stop it. No.
So here's the thing, okay, if we recall, when Suicide Squad came out, which, let's be honest, nobody really liked. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. But it did win an award. It did.
It's so hard to say, like, Oscar-winning.
I know, right? But here's the thing, okay, so I think Joker is probably on the same track, but it's like literally the only comic book superhero movies that are winning any awards. For all that Marvel did.
That's true. I mean, Marvel
did crazy.
But Marvel won Oscars for their costuming, right? For Black Panther, I think.
That's right, and that was the first time they did.
Right? Of all, like,
so
that's crazy. I mean, they've been nominated for other stuff because I feel like wasn't even Iron Man nominated for something?
They're like the highest grossing movies, like, of all time besides Avatar.
Fern Gully in space, you mean? It's Fern Gully. Down to the glowing, like, mushrooms in the trees. Fern Gully.
So my esports tournament was right next door to Avatar, as I mentioned before on this stream, and we found out, okay, that they're also recording some TV show that's about rich people. I forgot what it's called, millionaires or something like that. Anyway, one of the millionaires wandered over to the Avatar set, was just like checking things out, and James Cameron was like, "Who the fuck are you?
Yeah. Who the fuck are you? Get off my set."
Like, found out where this guy was, went to where he was from, and sued the company because they were not allowed to wander off and they were not allowed to go onto the Avatar set, and this was unacceptable. And luckily, they were able to smooth it all out because millionaire.
Because money.
If he hadn't been a millionaire, if it had just been one of us that had done it, dead.
Dead. Found in a dumpster.
Right?
D-E-D, dead.
That's it. Like, just sued to nothingness.
Yes. Yeah. Sued into oblivion.
Into, like, a husk. Like, that's it. So, anyway, that was just a side note.
Yeah, side note.
Side note on James Cameron and Avatar.
But yeah, I mean, obviously Joker looks like a very good movie. I don't know if I'll be able to see it. I don't know, because that's a headspace.
Definitely going to see it.
I don't know. I'll have to have a very sweet, fun movie planned afterwards or something, because like
a palate cleanse.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's gonna be hard. That's gonna affect me.
Or is it or is it just something that we're not even like? Okay, so here's something interesting that someone brought up. I was reading a discussion about it from one of my friends. And the discussion came up, are you judging the movie before you've seen it? Are you just assuming that these 100%.
Things and also, like,
coming
we
up?
know a lot of people that write trailers, because a lot of people don't know that like, the trailers can have nothing to do with the movie. They also use clips or, like, film
that aren't even in the movie.
Separate stuff for the trailers.
Right.
Shocker. Sorry, you heard it here first, I guess.
Probably not.
Probably not. Hopefully you guys knew that already. And also, reality TV isn't real. There's also, like, if there's script writers at the end, maybe it's not reality. Sorry.
So, honestly,
burst.
I'm not sure if we should lean this hard on it when we don't even know.
I mean, that is the magic of trailers. You can make something look like something completely different.
So, I mean, for all we know...
and Chris says he's willing to give it a shot. Suicide Squad was embarrassing. Very embarrassing for everybody involved. I was embarrassed in the seats.
Will Smith coming back.
Yeah, right. The DC films could be so much more for some reason. It's been shameful. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, DC has been doing so well on their animated stuff ever since, like, 2008. They've been, like, killing it with their, like, PG-13, like, animated films. So good. Why can't you just have, like, the same writers or something?
Because they keep going back to Zack Snyder.
Oh, fuck you, Zack Snyder. Why? Fuck you. Why? I liked you, Zack Snyder, for like a half minute. I did. I kind of like what he did with Watchmen. I did. I liked it. I'm one of the few people who did, but I did.
didn't mind it.
And then like just went so downhill from there. And it's like, ugh. Even his parts in Wonder Woman, it was like, here comes the Zack Snyder moments.
Mm-hmm.
Snore. Like,
He's
ugh.
probably phoning it in. I mean, he just needs... I feel like they keep giving him chances, and he just keeps blowing them.
I don't know why.
There's so many other directors out there. Give them all a chance, please.
Right?
Anyways,
Yeah. We digress, as usual. Shocker.
Yes, shocker.
It's my shock face that we went on a tangent.
Anyway, I'm going to go see Joker. I think it's going to be a really good movie. I
Yes.
honestly don't think it's going to be as bad as what everybody is saying.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of, you know, darkness.
Yeah.
I think they're just
obviously the trailer
pivoting it
was
that way.
yeah pivot. Yeah, pivot. Yeah, definitely the trailer was like honing it, like really going into that. And Rod is joining us in our tangent. He says, speaking of reality TV, last night when we met EJ, he was being very humble. I looked up his Instagram. He's a star of like a dozen reality shows. Oh my god. So we met
EJ.
Was it Magic Johnson's son that we met last night?
Irvin? Is that his name?
I don't know. Yeah, he just goes by EJ. And he is fabulous. He looked amazing last night, and we just became besties. I totally forgot about that, Rod. It was a night.
She forgot about becoming besties with Magic Johnson's
son. It was amazing.
Is that like the time when we hung out with Chelsea Hamill?
Right, and we got to hang out
in her house.
In her house with his dog, with Skywalker's dog. We got to hang out with, and then we kept seeing him on like red carpets with the dog, and we're just like, it's like we're there because we know that dog. And I'm like, that dog loves me. He remembers. Yeah, and Rod said, yep, that was who we were talking about. And Brandon Allen says, Bruce Timm and Paul Dini should be in charge of DC live action, 100%.
Yeah, I agree with that.
1,000%. I don't know why they're not, and it's very frustrating.
How old is Bruce Timm at this point? I feel like he's been doing DC stuff since the beginning of time.
Beginning of time.
But yeah, Paul Dini would be great.
Yeah.
I think we're going to try and get him at the show.
Really?
Yeah, in May.
Ooh.
Yeah, supposedly.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
You're right.
I'm really hoping so.
Because we don't get to see each other very often, so sometimes on these live streams is when we actually, like, catch up.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm already gone again next weekend, guys. I'm going to be at Rose City Comic Con, so we're actually going to be pre-recording today for next week as well. And then, man, all of October, we're going to have to figure something out, because I'm basically gone every weekend.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can do it live from New York Comic Con.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That'd be fun, yeah.
I'm down for that.
Okay, let's try and make that
happen.
happen.
Right, yeah, because you weren't there with me at New York Comic Con last year. I mean, we're working 2 different booths, but exciting. All right, so moving on from that trailer, let's talk about this latest Star Wars trailer. It felt like a fan-made thing.
Yeah.
Like, I
hope you guys saw it. It's just a bunch of clips from all of the movies
clips leading up to
that lead up to it.
Yeah.
I know literally everyone was talking about the ending of it, but really that was like 10 seconds that everyone's talking about out of a 2-minute trailer of like nothing.
I mean, like, I get when they have to
nostalgic, like
it. I guess
that like we've been living in Star Wars now for the past like 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, is it a recap? Like, it's very J.J. Abrams.
Well, and also, if it was supposed to be nostalgic, my heartstrings were not pulled.
Yeah, I know. It like
I wanted to be. Because I love me some Star Wars.
This is the last one, right?
I love the Star Wars.
This is the last. It's the last one. He was like, oh, look at what's come before, and it's like, just no.
Just show us more stuff. And I love
no one wants to see this.
Nerdy guys going crazy about Sith Rey. Rey Sith, whatever we want to call her.
Was that her?
I know, it doesn't even look like her.
It didn't really look like her.
I'd love it to be her mom.
Yeah,
I mean,
it could have been her.
Right? I guess it is her. I mean, that's what all the...
your mother. Oh God, I hope that doesn't happen.
How I Met Your Mother, Star Wars universe.
Yeah. That'd be the worst. Yeah. They should just let us write this.
Right. We got this.
Yeah.
Will not be our thumbnail, though.
Or not. That'll be our thumbnail.
By the way, it takes us so long to find a good thumbnail whenever we do these live streams. It is so funny because I make the weirdest faces always. She looks normal and cute in every single one, and I'm just like...
Except for the one that we pre-recorded, I sent it to her. I had to text it to her.
Oh my god. I was crying. I was laughing so hard.
She had this look on her face like, oh, and then I was like,
it was
my
like,
eyes have shut. It was
we were some classy broads in that photo. I'm just saying.
Great.
Yeah, saving that for the archive. But yeah, like obviously I'm super excited about Star Wars, and my whole thing about J.J. Abrams when it comes to the Star Wars series is I feel like he should have just done all 3, but they just needed to give him fucking break. Like that's all he needed was just to have some breathing. But now we're such a binge culture that we're like, the next year we want one, and then the year after that we want the next one, the year after that we want the next one. It's like that's a huge undertaking for anybody, whether you're acting in it, but like the fact that you're directing and have all of this that you're in charge of. Yeah. Hoo boy.
Well, but, also I feel like, you know, J.J. Abrams is now so overwhelmed with everything he's doing that I don't even know if he's in touch with it. Like, to be honest, it feels like he's just kind of got his fingers in a little bit of everything, and it's all suffering. You know what I mean? Yeah, because
it takes time. I mean, we had how many years between the originals?
25 years.
Yeah, like
I don't even know.
We had a lot of time in between.
Wasn't
like
that long.
Yeah, in between each of the even the original series because it takes time. Like you can't rush that sort of thing.
And I just don't like.
I mean, obviously, I'm one of those people who's like, I want the next one right now, but I also respect the process.
There's like a positive and a negative, and the positive is the fact that JJ really delves deep into the past and really likes like going backwards and that stuff. So and the negative is that he likes to be in the past.
When I said the How I Met Your Mother like thing, so Rod was like, whatever it takes to get Neil Patrick Harris in Star Wars universe, whatever it takes, I'll do it.
Ooh, I wouldn't mind.
Right? I want him in everything.
Yeah.
He is kind of the best.
That's fair.
That's fair. It's fair. It's a good assessment.
I don't mind.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously I'm super stoked for this next Star Wars. There's a lot of the last movie I didn't like. It's not like I hated it. I definitely did not hate it as much as the prequels.
Well, look, there's a whole... since there's such a huge slate of movies that we can go through at this point, it's easy to pick out the ones you liked and the ones you didn't. Because that's going to happen with all of them.
And at the end of the day, like, I have my originals. I'm good.
You know, we do it with everything. So...
Oh, Thor 2.
Yeah, right? See? So, I feel like we can do that with pretty much anything that has this kind of a range of stuff. I mean... People hate the Ewoks, you know? What are you gonna do?
I know, which is funny because, like, as a kid, like, that was of course the movie that I attached to the most was the last one because of, like, being, like, just my age at, you know, when that came out. And so, yeah, it's funny how, like, that was basically, like, for people who love the first 2 movies, that was basically the prequels for them. They're just like, oh, it's so stupid with the Ewoks and the AT-ATs and, like...
I just watched the tail end of a documentary that Marcus was watching while I was working on our esports tournament. And there's a great Star Wars documentary on Netflix that interviews like George Lucas and everybody involved, the cast, the characters, like everything from top to bottom, and it is fascinating and it's fantastic. So
interesting. What is it called? Do you remember?
Oh, I can't remember it. Right. Just look up the most recent Star Wars documentary. It literally was just released on Netflix.
Oh wow!
And it's really
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I still love the Chaos on the Bridge.
That's
Star Trek.
Fantastic for Star Trek. I watched that one. That was really good.
Which was mind blowing for me because like I obviously love Star Trek and I had no idea they had so many problems with Next Gen, even getting it made. Like that's crazy.
With the Star Wars one, it really talks about Lucas and how he didn't want to be a part of the machine, and how he funded the last movie himself so he could get away from that. And that's why he started Skywalker Ranch, because it had industrial light and magic there. It had everything he needed to complete it himself on his terms. And it talks about how it was supposed to be Revenge of the Jedi, not Return of the Jedi, and all this other stuff. And it just goes into how, like, the irony of the fact that, like, he tried to do this independently on his own so he wouldn't have to listen to studios.
And now look at
what
happened.
He's the studio now, and he points that out. And it's actually...
I mean, I would.
It's pretty cool. He talks about how he went through a divorce. Like, he did this literally so he could just retire and spend the rest of his life with his family and his kids. And he ends up getting divorced right in the middle of it. And it was, like, so heartbreaking. Oof. Fantastic documentary. Highly recommend it.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, now we know what we're watching after this. Actually, what we're watching after this is It.
Yes, we're going tonight.
I'm so excited. Terrified but excited. I'm so terrified. That's why I only put any horror movies, I only watch them in the month of Halloween, or month of October, for all y'all that don't know.
Except this is not October.
This is not October, and I'm going to be terrified.
We went to the It Haunted experience, by the
How
way.
was that? The pictures looked
Awesome.
amazing.
Awesome! Because it's experiential supply, and we work with them. And so, of course, we just had to give a little text message, and we got into the VIP area, which was amazing because it you sat down on these very lovely couches, and a scream came out of it, and it was kind of amazing. Yeah. And it was Marcus that did it. He sat down, and it was like, ah! And it was really great. It was
by the way, Ariel, she saw the Star Wars doc, and it was very interesting. Empire of Dreams is what it's called. Empire of Dreams. What a great title.
Yeah,
Thank you, Ariel.
all of it was fascinating. Definitely
board.
a great one. Yeah. So yes, but It Haunted House, the Carnival, it was great. I think this is the last weekend that it's open, obviously because the movie's coming out.
Yeah.
And
that's over right here in Hollywood, right?
Yeah, Hollywood and Vine, and it's did you go to the one last year?
No.
Oh, okay. So it was much bigger than last year's. Last year's was very super quick. It was just a haunted house, but this one was like a carnival.
Did you ever find out? So I don't know if you follow Chris on her Instagram and all that kind of stuff, but randomly at work there was just this red balloon
floating,
fucking hanging out, and nobody else at her work noticed it. And I was like, "Run! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!"
I got out of the elevator.
Oh God, so
Nothing
terrifying.
was there.
Nope.
Like went up to I can't remember. Oh, I went to another department to do something, and I passed by the lobby, and I looked, and there's just a freaking balloon hanging there in midair, and I
so many
walked
flavors of
past
nope.
it,
Get me out.
came back, looked at it again, and looked around, and nobody cared. The receptionist wasn't even looking that way, and so I went and got my phone and came back, took a photo of it, posted about it. And then all of a sudden, and that was, I think, at 10:30 or so, or 11. And then suddenly at lunchtime, at 12:30.
Everybody noticed?
Everyone knows there's a company-wide chat that everybody's in. Chat went nuts. People started freaking out. Somebody claimed that the balloon was outside when they saw it, and that it had been following a Square Enix employee, to the coffee shop, but then nobody had seen it and nobody knew. We're like, how did it get into the, we're on the 4th floor. How did it get there? It was pretty freaky.
Wait, it's on the 4th floor?
We're on the 4th floor!
No!
Yes!
No!
I don't know how
whoever did that as a prank, good on you, because I would have lost my mind. I'd be like, and I quit, I'm done.
I'm the only
I don't
one
need a job.
From events that was there.
out.
Literally, my whole staff is either in Mexico City or Paris. I'm the only one there.
Oh yeah, Brandon Allen said he saw that pic. Fucking terrifying. No, and I love the fact that over all these years, because obviously our first introduction to it was the TV movie with
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry,
yeah.
And oh my God, I mean and it's so funny too because rewatching it now, it is so campy. But good God, Lemon, that movie terrified me as a kid, especially when the kid gets sucked up into the pipe and gets folded in half. That scarred me for life.
Do we think that it's going to have the same ending with a spider?
I don't know. I don't know.
I kind of hope they don't, but
I really like what they did with the first one, because that was the only thing about the TV movie and seeing, because obviously that's how the book is written, that you see the kids and the adults and the kids and the adults. So you know that certain kids survive, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's what I like what they did with these movies, is separating out for just the kids, just the adults. So you're like, I don't know who lives.
That's true, and also I hear Stephen King is making a cameo in it.
Oh.
So we'll have to see
well,
that. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, Rod was saying that he just looked at the tickets and didn't realize it's almost 3 hours long. He's like, no sodas during this movie. Yes.
Yeah, no sodas.
No sodas. No sodas.
Pee right beforehand.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you remember when movies actually did do a little mini intermission?
Yeah. Let's all go to the movies. Yeah, the whole thing. And it was the little hot dog.
Yeah.
Anyway.
As usual, we digress.
That's it for us. We're done. It's 3:30.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon does say it's a spider-like creature in the book, so maybe. But I don't know. They changed a lot of stuff from the book. I think for the better. Not gonna lie. For this last movie, so who knows? We'll find out tonight. All right, guys, so thank you again so much for joining us for Nerd Rage. We're going to pre-record for next week, where we're going to talk about Dark Crystal, as well as the cast that was announced for Suicide Squad. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yep.
So we'll see you same bad time, same bad channel next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.